Well, some have wondered where we stand with the game barn. Alpal just bought 12 boxes back from the storage unit, and there's still a lot more, am I right?
There's still at least, I don't know, 20 more boxes.
At least 20 more boxes. So 12 boxes is about 3,000 games, about 250 games per box, give or take. All of these are going to go on our empty shelves. We're going to do some processing, look at what's in here, because it's been many, many months at this point since we've seen these things, and kind of just talk about what this type of purchase looks like, the aftermath, 6 to 9 months later, however long it's been, of buying 50,000 video games. Well, Sky Guy just informed me that
It's been a year since we agreed to buy it all, but really more than a year.
over a year. Not 6 to 9 months. This was a once-in-a-lifetime deal. I doubt it'll ever happen again, but it did happen, and we got to do it now.
Yeah, thank the Lord we have an Echo Master.
Echo Master. Yes. There it is, Echo Master. We've been giving it a break because we haven't really had games to clean. We cleaned the last of what was on the shelves, which Matt has now finished. So we have double deep shelves. Now we can hold like 13 to 1,400 games per shelf instead of, 700-ish. So loving that. We've actually had to start using this one for eBay inventory, and also this one, which is just, the business is growing and we're trying to hold as much as we possibly can in here. And really we want to make this barn work as long as possible. No warehouses, not yet, not for a while, hopefully. I built the barn of my dreams, and we're really trying to maximize the space here. So we're gonna fill these shelves, and hopefully we'll find some gems along the way. For the record, my wife jokes with me that, I only have like 2 years left in this game barn, but I really, really want to make this work. It is a blessing. It's amazing, and yeah, we're definitely maximizing space. But we did get down to one storage unit. I don't know if I've told you guys that yet, but we worked like crazy hard a couple weeks ago getting stuff cleared out, working with the local auction house, and just making it happen to get down to one storage unit. And honestly, we're getting closer to being able to maybe even get rid of that one and just use, I've got a shed next to the game barn. If we maximize that, as long as everything's in plastic, the shed is kind of like, I don't know, there might be mice or something in there. So we got to make sure everything is well protected, but we're making it happen. We're working hard. Okay, here's an example of what's inside of a PS2 box. It's just totally unpicked, mostly alphabetical order. So you got a lot of Guitar Heroes in this one. I just found like 4 Guitar Hero 5s, which are pretty good. Metallica right there, and then a lot of just
Mario down there.
Yeah, Mario, some Mario and Sonic, a couple Pikmins over here.
Obscure and
Obscure,
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
And then
we finally found.
We can have all the connects we want.
Yeah, we've been like struggling to send off 360 connects because we've been waiting on this box.
Yes.
I always send them off bundled with Connect Adventures. Selling them on Amazon, that is.
Still more down there.
Almost all of the games here will be sold on Amazon, but we scan through, we have some metrics, and we will disclose those in the Discord, but we'll keep the exact metrics over there. But basically certain ranks and prices, we decide whether or not to go with Amazon, eBay, or whatnot. And right now, I like to separate just like ones that are obviously gonna go to Amazon, and like these 4, I can pretty confidently say probably will be as well. So we're making a little stack down here that will move over to the Amazon shelf. Let's say X-Men Legends 2 is probably a good one. There's certainly others up here that I'm sure will get separated, but we just are starting with the most obvious so that we can get that Echo Master going again, get some discs going, and full process all of the obvious ones. Good morning, everybody. It's the following Monday, and I got all the games out of all 12 boxes on the shelves. And we still have a lot of space, so let me show you what we're looking at. So 12 boxes, like we said, was about 3,000 games. Turns out these shelves hold a little bit more than I thought, because this is about 3,000 games on just 2 shelves. So these are all 2 rows of games. You can see there's games in the back and in the front. Holds a ton, and we still have 3 completely empty. There's 1, 2, and 3 rows. So many games. And as I'm saying that, I'm realizing, okay, the shelves actually do hold about what I'm thinking, because we have all of these over here as well that I added. So these are the kind of like what I think is a little bit more obvious. Most likely going to be sold on Amazon games that need processing. God of War's a lot of those. Wish I would have had those a little bit ago when the game came out fresh. Still should be good. The game's still on a lot of people's minds, the PS5 version. And usually when a new game comes out, you want to get all the old ones listed because the price goes up. Same thing happened with Last of Us when the show came out. But yeah, all these double deep Amazon, loving that. So a ton of games went onto these shelves as well. So that's 3,000 games, 12 boxes, fully unpacked. The Amazon shelf is going to be the first one that we get to, and then we're going to have to scan through a lot of these. We'll still be able to grab some more obvious ones. I definitely was just throwing them up here by the end because I had to be done with work. But we still have all of these rows to go. Alpel's going to use the top 2 for eBay stuff, but I think we're going to keep these for unprocessed games. I think we can probably get maybe another 6 or 8 boxes. So we'll head to this storage unit and show you guys what the storage unit looks like, and we'll grab probably 8 more boxes and see if those can all fit. Okay, here at the unit, and it looks a little bit different. So if you come with me into it, it's a little bit tighter because we cleared out the unit next to us with hobby shop items, and we've got those all right here. Nicely organized and labeled bins stacked up. If you remember, the hobby shop stuff was just crazy. It was a disaster as far as size of boxes and logistics. Now, this middle row of games used to be completely full. Alpel has kind of picked the PS2 360 games because we sell those the quickest on Amazon. But this entire sidewall used to have 4 boxes high the entire way of games. We've cleared through all of those. Again, a reminder, it's been a year since we bought these games. It was 50,000 games, and as we got into it, our real guess is probably more like 70,000 if you include the disc-only stuff and all of the just little cartridge games that were everywhere. DS games, we found a box with over 1,000, all that kind of stuff. It just added up. So we're just looking at this for the first time since last time Alpel was out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 boxes left at about 250 games per box.
Not all of them are even games.
Yes. Well, that's just the ones that have games, what I'm counting there. There's a bunch more over here that are other things. Oof. So it's probably 2,500, about 4,000-ish games left. Which is kind of unbelievable. We've got another 4,000 or 5,000 back at the barn. So we've got about 10,000 games total left. Meaning we've sold 80% of the games, I guess more like 70% with our updated prediction. That's pretty wild. It's been a year. Initially, I predicted if we only were to go through game inventory for 3 guys, it would take probably 2 years to get through everything. We've increased to 5 employees now, or 5 contractors, including myself, and we're still not even close after a year. That being said, we've done a lot of other things with hobby shop items, collection buys, garage sale purchases, and many other things. This has been an absolute journey, and we're still on it. So it's pretty interesting to see that we have so much more to go. I think at least another year. I don't know what you're thinking, Sky Guy, behind the camera, but let's look over here real quick,
think
too.
this is what's going to be hard, I think.
This is the tough
I think
part.
how we've been doing games recently, I think we've kind of found a system to cruise through them.
We can comfortably get 500 games a week out.
Yeah.
And that's just like 1 day a week focusing on it, and then Matt's
And that's
time.
just on Amazon. Like, we haven't been doing Whatnot at all.
Right.
So
So we need to start doing Whatnot again, because there's like, these are NES accessories. This is the stuff that's time consuming, the consoles, and we have tons of this stuff back in the shed as well. I think we should show the shed too. That's the other thing about this deal is there was about 2,000 consoles. 2,000 consoles takes way longer to get through than 70,000 games. Like, that's a crazy amount of time. We've probably sent off 800, 500 to 800. We got all the Wii's, N64s, PS2s, all those gone.
maybe more.
Yeah, maybe
we're over 1,000 because we
so
have maybe 2. How many PS1s do we have?
we got about 120 PS1s.
Okay.
And then there's like these are Sega's, miscellaneous systems here. All of these are going to have systems. So a lot of Genesis consoles back here, a lot of controllers. It's unbelievable how much was actually in there. So we're gonna go look at the shed. We're gonna load up at least 8 more of these boxes. And then as we're looking at the shed, I think we'll break down a prediction of how many man hours this has been, and maybe a rough guess of how much profit we've made. We were never allowed to disclose the amount that we bought it for, per the request of Game Barn Justin, the guy that sold it to us. But we can at least get a guess of like rough profit that we're estimating to this point, and maybe how much we'll estimate we'll get by the end of it. Crack open this OGX box one real quick.
Yeah, figured it's the most interesting of the bunch left, maybe.
I don't love going through, so the Game Barn games, one thing that we haven't talked about too much is the condition has been terrible. Overall, the disc condition, the case condition, we've had to clean almost every disc. We've had to replace a ton of the cases. We can get them, oh, it's sports for days.
This is why we left this one.
Well, you know, you've got it. NFL Street.
Yeah.
NBA Jam. There's still some okay stuff, but yeah.
Too bad this isn't basketball.
Yep. For a GameCube. There's a couple hoops to jump through there. NCAA 2K3 basketball for GameCube is a big one.
But you know, maybe there's like a...
Why don't you crack open that PS3 one too? I hope we're not down to just sports games. I don't think we are. We really haven't touched any of the PS3 games. Tough part with PS3 or Blu-ray media is that it doesn't really... You can clean it through the resurfacer, but you can't like fill in the missing media.
Not
like
terrible.
you can with DVD. Yeah, this is better. This is A's, B's, C's.
Yep, so common stuff.
We'll have a lot of Call of Duties in here.
Borderlands.
Yeah, this will be a good one.
Batman's. The classic.
Modern Warfare 2.
MW2. Anything else special? Just Battlefields.
Battlefields for days, Call of Duties for days, I'm sure.
It's a first-person shooter box.
Coincidentally, A, B's, and C's have first-person shooters, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff we're working with. There's about 250 games per box. So
scanning through all of them will take
so many hours. It's honestly crazy. We've
thankfully
probably sold.
there's duplicates though, so that'll ease it up a bit.
Yes.
But then you still have to examine for condition and everything.
Yep. So follow us on whatnot, Chase_ATRP. You're gonna be seeing some fire sales very, very soon.
If you can do better on this stuff,
3 for 10.
then do better on this stuff.
Yep.
Like we don't want to do it.
I have a lot of people reselling the games from those 3 for 10 fire sales, and a lot of those are gonna be part of it. So come hang out with us on whatnot. Well, there you have it. The entire middle row is cleared. We've only got that box of games, which is backstock sports games. Not high priority by any means. And this box of games, which is 360. There's actually good stuff in there.
And we do have this. You guys asked last time. We're not selling the eggs yet.
Yep.
We do want them to ferment just a little bit longer.
Oh, mercy. But here's the van. Wii Fit boards, in games, 1 box of controllers. Not too shabby. We're gonna finally get rid of these Wii Fit boards. They do sell on Amazon FBA. They're just really not fun to ship out because 4 of them equals about 50 pounds. And that's a lot of work. But hey, we're gonna do it now. We had to do it at some point. All right, let's go to the shed and let's talk about what's there and our predictions for how much time we've spent and how much potential profit we've had and will have. We're at the shed now, and as we tour the shed to see what remains of Game Barn items, we're going to talk about, Sky Guy and I just kind of broke down all the numbers, our best guesses, and I think they're going to be fairly close to reality. So our guess up to this point, that the amount of hours it's taken to process about 40,000 games and 1,000 systems is just about 2,080 hours, somewhere in there. For a full year, we're assuming that 40 of our man hours each week on average have went to the Game Barn. That was because we had 3 guys working in that time period for most of it, me, Alpal, and Sky Guy. Alpal literally started about the time we bought the Game Barn. Sky Guy still primarily has worked on content the whole year, so it's basically between me and Alpal's hours there. And I think that's a fairly realistic guess. Wage costs is going to be right around that 50,000 mark on my end, so that's a deduction from the profit. But we've sold so many games, man. I'm just going to predict it at $8 per game after fees, after everything. A lot of those have been like the 3 for 10 fire sale games. Some have been a lot more, and I think that's a conservative guess. 8 times 40,000
2.6 million.
320,000 right there. And then the system's probably an average of around 80 to 100. I'll go with 100 because a lot of the N64s and SNESs and all those we sold on Amazon, the NESs as well. And those are pretty high average price. So that's another 100,000. So that is net profit, or you know, the net amount. That's 420,000 minus 50,000 in wages, puts it at 370. We still can't disclose exactly what we paid, but that is what we're looking at for a year in. We've sold about $370,000 worth of merchandise. How much is left? We've got 10,000 games and another 1,000 systems. A lot of those are on the bottom rows in here. All of these back here is going to be mostly Game Barn stuff over here, and then up in the loft as well. So many. There's a box there. That's strategy guides still from the Game Barn.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even really factor in accessories and guide sales and all that, which we've sold bins and bins of guides.
Oh yeah, thousands of dollars in just one box.
We can count another 30,000 there. That'll put it to 400 in net sales after wages. That's crazy. That's crazy. We did buy it for less than that. That's all I can really say. I'd say we still got $50,000 more to make in games. 10,000 times $5 a game. We're just going to value these lower. I think we have done most of the better stuff first. We've got probably another, gosh, maybe 50,000 to make on the consoles, because there's a lot of PS1s and lower end consoles with 1,000 left, and then probably another 50 to 100,000 on miscellaneous accessories and otherwise. Call it 100. I still think that's being conservative with how much is left. So another 200,000 to make, and that's probably going to take another 2,000 hours. So that's a much less efficient rate, but still phenomenal. This was a once-in-a-lifetime deal. I would love it if another one comes along, but I truly think it's going to be a year from now, and we will probably realize that we actually haven't sold everything yet. And that's unbelievable to think about. If it was all we were to do, we could certainly get through it. But you can see, look at all these glorious Hobby Shop Ron items. And we still have more to buy from him, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if we just think about, so the time we put into the Game Barn.
Let me flip it around to you.
So, 100,000 in just wages for the Game Barn.
Yeah.
That will be invested.
Yeah. And those wages are going to go up because you guys are all making more money than you did last year.
Also, yeah.
Because, well, worth it.
And then as we're doing that, we're also, all the Hobby Shop stuff, which is probably takes even more time. I would say maybe 3,000 hours.
Yeah, probably. Realistically, to actually
go towards that for maybe a similar amount in profit. I don't know. It's so
I think
hard
it'll be a little bit less because we absolutely prioritize the best stuff first.
Yeah.
Like we remember early on when we were going through, like we'd get all the boxed NES, all the boxed N64, SNES.
That was the good times.
The good time, yeah. Like it was glorious, and we made back the initial investment
very quickly.
Quickly that way, which is very important. But yeah, this we still have. It's just incredible, the situation we're looking at here.
Not to mention, probably double this amount just in the barn. Like there's 15 bins in here, and there's still 30 plus.
Yeah.
in the unit.
In the unit.
And there's still more to go through, and there's still more that Ron is finding.
Oh yeah, he said he's got 100 more boxes for us, which we thought we were going to be down to the last 20. So that's how Hobby Shop Ron works. Subscribe for Hobby Shop Ron content because we're going to be doing some of that. We're cranking out garage sale processing content as well over here on the Crew channel, and we have so much more on the Discord if you're into the reselling business. Sky Guy says join it.
Yeah, join the Discord and also check out CATRPcrew.com. It's our brand new website. We got fun stuff on there, including supplies you need. There's a link that you can just bookmark, and it has links to literally everything we buy for this business to make all this happen.
Yes.
So check that out, and until next time.